Hi, I'm Stephanie, and you're welcome to my podcast, The Women's Hub. Our topic for today is women's rights and the future of women in Nigeria. According to the most recent statistics from the UN Women Data Hub, women's rights have advanced globally, undoubtedly. However, Nigeria still has work to do to attain global equity. 75% of the legal framework promoting, enforcing, and monitoring gender equity in accordance with the SDG indicator, with a focus on violence against women, are in place, but the numbers are staggering as we stand. Only 0.1% of moms with infants receive pregnancy benefits, despite the fact that women make up the majority of workers in Nigeria's agricultural sector. They only own 13% of the country's agricultural property. Women who were married or in a relationship before the age of 18 made up 43.4% of those aged 20 to 24. Only 3.6% parliamentary seats were held by women in 2018. 19.8% of elected seats in local government deliberatory bodies were held by women. Women make up 30.3% of all managers. Female representation in the upper and intermediate management is 29.9%. This is just, it's improvement, but it's just unbelievable. And helping us to make sense of these statistics is Mr. Peter Okonkwo, the Special Senior Assistant on Media and Publicity to the Governor of Edo State, working in the office of the First Lady of Edo State of Nigeria, a journalist for the past 20 years. Before his appointment in the office of the First Lady, he's worked with many prominent media houses across the country and contributing as a freelance contributor to the BBC. Please, Mr. Peter Okonkwo, you're welcome to this show.
Thank you, Stephanie.
What do you make out of this figure? This is an improvement to what it used to be, obviously, but looking from the global binoculars, this is a very poor score sheet. What is the way to improve this very poor result?
Well, Stephanie, thank you for this. We've had this situation in the country for a very long time. The issue of women rights has been one that's been underlooked. During the lockdown, particularly here in Nigeria, we noticed a spike in gender-based violence, and that kind of began to bring the attention of the powers that be, particularly in Nigeria, to this particular issue, because at this time we had people locked up in their homes, both them and their abusers. They had nowhere to go, and so there was this spike in gender-based violence. And the wife of the state governor, Edo State governor, put up a jingle on the national television trying to call attention to this. And that metamorphosed to what we have today as the Nigerian Governor's Wives Against Gender-Based Violence, which brought the attention of the federal government, President Muhammadu Buhari, to declare an emergency on gender-based violence. And at the same time, the laws that we see today fighting gender-based violence were set up. In Edo State, across the country, the first ladies of the states were made the heads of the gender-based violence management committees in the state. And due to peer influence, we've had a situation where we just had, instead of just 7 states in this country who had the violence against persons prohibition law, we now have 34.
This is a framework that is talked about all over. What's been done in Edo State is very, very remarkable, and it's enviable. It's a very big leap to what other states have in place, and it's something to really commend the First Lady about. We do not have so much time. We just have 5 minutes for this podcast, and we might have to draw the curtains here. But I'm so glad that you've been able to touch all the important points, about this and what's being done to curb the situation. So, Mr. Peter Okonkwo, thank you so much for making our time from your really busy schedule to join us in today's podcast. And we look forward to having you in more subsequent editions. Thank you so much, and God bless you.